Sometimes in life, I feel like we often get so caught up in the idea of wanting a partner or wanting to be in love or indulge in some type of relationship that we forget that there's way more to life than love itself. When you truly learn how to take a step back and make you the main focus, this allows you to get to know yourself better so that in the future, if you ever do want to indulge in any type of romantic relationship, it'll make it a lot easier for you to maintain something healthy because you took the time to actually be alone. You took the time to learn more about yourself and love yourself before you would want anyone else to, which is essential for anybody that's out here who desire love. When you get comfortable allowing your life to revolve around romantic relationships, you're eventually going to get to the point where you're relying on the next person to validate your feelings. Because what happens in a relationship, whether we realize it or not, is we have certain standards and expectations for our partner. And a lot of the times, these standards or expectations that we put out are usually things that come back to haunt us in the long run. When we meet somebody and we set our standards and boundaries, we speak on things that we wouldn't want our partner doing. We speak on certain boundaries that we may have. And a lot of the times when that relationship is over, it's probably because that partner crossed certain boundaries that we put out in place. Doing the things that you said are necessary in order to maintain that relationship are all to validate you. And I feel like before we take the time to be in any type of romantic relationship, we need to learn how to validate ourselves. We need to learn how to depend less on outside sources or even people in general to make us feel whole. That's why I feel like it's so important for us to learn ourselves, for us to take the time to get to know who we actually are, so that it makes it a lot easier for us to be open and genuinely allow someone else to love us. But if we don't take the time to do this, what happens is, like I said previously, we get reliant on the next person's validation. We get reliant on that next person to be there, to comfort us. And in the long run, this will all just come back and backfire because we need to learn how to do all of these things to ourselves. And one thing I'll never forget, one moment that my life truly did change is when I changed my perception on the idea of love and what I was out here seeking or wanting in general. Once I learned and I told myself that I don't have to sit around and focus on love. I don't have to try to rush my partner or rush marriage, because we all know these days it's so popular to be in a relationship. Getting married and raising a family, this is like just part of the American dream, I guess you can say. So once we learn to get away from society's norms and what everyone else may want or expect from us and focus more on what we want for our lives, this will help put us in a better headspace to manifest the life that we do want. But even if you are somebody who enjoys being in love and you just like the way that it makes you feel, I feel like it's still very essential that you decenter the idea of love from your life. Do not make it your main priority. When you're someone who's young and you're building and you're working on yourself, the last thing you want to do is sell yourself short and give up so many years of your life, especially young years of your life, focusing on love, when in reality these should be the building years for us, where you actually lock in and dig deep in your purpose. Because I'm a firm believer that if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. And at the right time, whatever it is that you need in your life is going to come. So as long as you're working to become the best version of yourself, whenever you truly do reach that point when you're ready, love itself will come. But just making the idea of love your main focus, waking up and just needing those form of validation from other people, always focusing on being in the next relationship. And another thing that ties into not taking the time to heal, because I feel like so many young people, including myself, I've done this so many times. What happens is we'll get in a relationship, we get reliant on that person, like I said, to validate our feelings, and something may go wrong and it'll end, and we'll just jump right into the next relationship. And we do this because we need that constant reassurance. We constantly need to feel something, but we don't understand that if we're not taking the time to properly heal, if we're not taking the time to actually reflect and take things in so that we can learn and not make those same mistakes, it's going to be constant patterns that we're repeating. And not only does this break us down, this eventually leads to us running through people and wasting our time, when in reality it does not need to be that way. So if we just learn to take the time to just step back and focus on what we have going on, even if you are somebody that wants to be in love, that's fine. But it should not be our main priority. It should not be our main focus. We need to first learn how to love ourselves and build ourselves up to the point where we can attract whatever it is that we may want that's worthwhile. And one thing that really made me realize, like, man, what am I doing? Is I really took some time to reflect on all of my past relationships. And I want y'all to do the same right now. Just really think about any of your past relationships and ask yourself if they were worth it. And the answer that I always came up with was the fact that I knew I learned valuable lessons behind them. But, the fact that we weren't together, it just proves that they were not worth it. Yeah, you can learn something and experience someone and move on and build from that. But, all it was just a waste of time. So with that being said, rather than wasting any more of our time, I feel like we need to do better at selecting the right partner. We need to do better at practicing patience and learning to understand each other before just diving into a relationship, not being so quick and open to anyone's love. Because you never know somebody until you truly know somebody. But once you do figure out who someone is, a lot of the times we may not even be attracted to that actual person that we've been in a relationship with thus far. And it's solely because a lot of people don't show their true colors till years down the road, until a conflict comes up, till the honeymoon stage is over. Then you finally start to realize and see who you've really been dealing with this whole time. But really just take some time, man, to focus on, your success and what you have going on in your life. Of course, we all want to be in love at some point. We all want to get married and have families or whatever the case may be, but we definitely should focus more on productivity and taking care of our business rather than just making love the center point of our lives. Because all this is going to do is keep us emotional, it's going to keep us drained, and it's going to keep us tired, especially if we aren't in situations that we should be in. So really just lock in and focus on that, because there's so much more to life than running around here trying to be in a relationship. We got families, we got, parents or friends that we can build valuable memories with. But if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you so much. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.